Welcome to the Jester's Brew, where I showcase homebrewed cards brewed by yours truly. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of the Jester's Brew. Today we're going to be taking a look at another card based on Norse mythology that I cooked up, Baldur. Now, Baldur is the prettiest of the gods, except for his feet, according to a certain giantess, which is a long story that we're not going to get into here, and is also known as the god of light. If you've heard about him before, then you've also probably heard that he's invulnerable to pretty much everything. His mother Frigg saw a prophecy of him dying and decided she was a fan of that. She then went and asked all things to make a vow to never harm him, everything except the mistletoe, which she deemed too young and harmless to worry about. Now, Loki, being the problematic god that he is, was fed up with Baldur's invulnerability and all the praise he received, and eventually learned that mistletoe was his one and only weakness. During one of their usual games of throw shit at Baldur, Loki tricked Hoder, Baldur's blind brother, into throwing a mistletoe dart that Loki had made at Baldur, thus killing Baldur. This is the part about Baldur I focused on when coming up with him. I only have one version, which got revised a few times, and eventually settled on Baldur being a 1-power avatar and being unable to lose life or take damage unless a unit bears a mistletoe relic. Now, I know this seems a bit extreme, but stay with me for a second, because I believe the next part balances it pretty well. At the end of each turn, an opponent chooses a site, and you conjure a mistletoe token there. I understand this feels very upkeepy, and I'm open to alternatives, but it feels like a good way to offset his invulnerability. The opponent getting to choose where it gets conjured to, as well as it being at the end of every turn, puts a lot of power into the opponent's hand. I also just want to note that this picture brings me so much joy, because he has the body and hair of Fabio, but the face of Nicolas Cage. It's just glorious. But that is it for Baldur. Leave some feedback in the comments, letting me know if you love it or hate it, or if you would have done something differently on him. And tune in next week where we go over the most troublesome of the gods, Loki. See you then.